yeah, so I've said it time and time and time again how much I hate public transportation. Like, I'm barely cool with taking a Lyft or Uber, but sometimes I'm down to just having to do that because if not one of the kids taking the car, maybe they're taking both of the cars. So then I'm stuck without one, and they always have an excuse on why they're about 45 minutes to an hour away when I need to be somewhere within 20 minutes. So sometimes I do find myself on a Lyft or an Uber or whatnot, and it's not such a bad thing. But when it comes to public transportation, I am really just not the one. And this is going to be one of those reasons why, because we do live in a world, and if you live in America, freedom of speech, you could do. You could do all day, every day. But do know freedom of speech does come with freedom of consequence. Wait, no, not really freedom of consequence, because you don't have the freedom to kill somebody. But it does come with consequences, so you got to be careful about what you're so freely speaking out on. And I know there's been times that I was on public transportation years ago, like literally probably like more than 10 years ago. I haven't been on a bus in like over 10 years. But where people have acted up, and it's like times where I've wanted to say something, but they don't look like they rap too right sometimes, or you just don't know what they got going on. Now, I've had public altercations. I've had fights on public buses. I have when I was much, much younger. And a lot of that probably was due to my own ignorance and me acting up and using my freedom of speech to be freedom of ignorance. But as I got older and when I had to take transportation, the things that people would say, I would be so floored, like, the hell is going on here? But that's what comes with using public transportation. You are dealing with the public and everybody and anybody on whatever level they're on at the time. And it can be definitely dangerous, especially nowadays. We know how it goes. It's almost dangerous just to go and hang out at the mall. It's almost dangerous to go to a public event. This is why I'm very leery when I do go to public events. I want to know, where is it at? How many police is going to be there? What's the entertainment about? What is the whole purpose of the event? And even if it's a good event, sometimes I'm hesitant because it depends on what the event is about, because I know there's hateful people out there that would like to act up in a public scene, period. But when it comes to public transportation, you can better believe, better believe, you're probably going to run into somebody being extremely ignorant on the bus that you're on. But is it worth taking someone's life? That's the real question. And in some cases, I guess people feel like it's worth it, I guess. Let's check this video out right here, which is another evil video where they're going to go into extent detail about an incident that happened on public transportation and what the outcome ended up being. Follow me and let's get into our evil video. Oh, they covered it up. It must be something bad. They're screaming. Oh, he got a knife.
Oh my God.
On May 26, 2017, in the heart of Portland, Oregon, a seemingly ordinary train ride takes a dark and unexpected turn when a man begins hurling insults at two teenaged girls. As the train rumbles through the city, fear and tension build as three strangers step forward, unaware of the chilling fate that awaits them.
I told him, you ain't gonna heal, punk. He still wants to put hands on me. Die. Die.
Most of the following footage has never been seen before. It's approximately 4:12 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon when 17-year-old Walio Muhammad and her friend, 16-year-old Destiny Mangum, board the Max Light Rail train car. 5 minutes later, 35-year-old Jeremy Joseph Christian enters the train, taking a seat nearby. As Jeremy makes a phone call and begins flipping through his book, there's little to indicate that he's on the verge of erupting into unbridled rage. It isn't long before Jeremy begins raising his book and shouting. 21-year-old Micah Fletcher confronts Jeremy, forming a physical barrier between him and the girls, who quickly seize the opportunity to flee to another part of the train.
Okay, wait. So I guess because it says that he was flipping through his book and then all of a sudden he just starts blaring out, I'm sure, derogatory things. So I guess it was automatically to those two girls, as it explained. He starts going in on two teenagers, and somebody, a bystander, decided to stand up for them and say something to this man, especially because you a man yelling at teenage girls. So the bystander comes through, excuse me, to kind of interject, like, chill, bruh. Which is kind of crazy because, like, what made you decide to start messing with them? Is it because they were foreign? Or I won't even say foreign because they may not even be foreign. They might be American, but I don't know. It seems like they might have the Muslim type of dress up or the Indian, like, the wrap up ordeal. So that could just be their religion. But, like, that to me, like, what would have, like, pushed you to decide to start messing with these women, regardless of their age? Like, what would have pushed it? But whatever pushed it allowed another bystander to say, yo, you need to chill that down. And the girls were smart enough to get up and move their behind away as soon as they could because he had a new distraction.
Less than a minute later, the tense situation further escalates.
Look at him over there in the circle. Is he talking to the black guy now?
Oh, we got a bunch of fat in America. We got a bunch of fat. Yes, Native Americans. Yes. You want me.
While many bystanders do their best to ignore the unnerving exchange, they will ultimately have no choice but to react, as the situation will soon descend into unimaginable violence. While many bystanders do their best to ignore the unnerving exchange, they will ultimately have no choice but to react, as the situation will soon descend into unimaginable violence.
We American here. I don't give a you ISIS. I don't give a who you are. Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia. Norway just illegalized circumcision. That's just a brutal. Right back. That's what it is. Oh yeah. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Get the off the court. You mind you kill yourself. Kill yourself. A billion Christians kill a billion Muslims, and the Jews kill themselves.
Doors to my left.
That's a free country. Get the out.
At 4:31 p.m., as the train pulls into the Hollywood Transit Center, 23-year-old Talishan Namkai Meche can be seen approaching Jeremy with his cell phone recording.
But why? But why? Hold on. Listen, I understand that he was probably agitating the mess out of everybody, but what I don't understand is the people who are choosing to step up to him. Like the first guy, I totally get it because he was like, hey, you're yelling at these girls. That's weird. Like he's like, chill out, dude, calm down or whatever. And maybe the guy was like, I'd rather you be messing with me, talking crap to me than talking crap to these girls. Like they're teenage girls or they're just women, period. That's just weird. You're a stranger. Why are you messing with them? Totally get that. But then the dude that they showed that he smacks the phone out of his hand, which he should have did that. But why did you need to walk up and sit in his face with your phone just, I'm going to record you? Like, that wasn't your place. You shouldn't have done that. Because off top, you could tell the man got some mental issues. Like, listen to the stuff he's rambling. He's just rambling off. So off top, I'm just going to ignore you until my stop comes because you got some mental issues. I don't need to address that, approach you, none of that. As long as you keep your ass sitting in that seat, then you don't move. You can yell and scream and holler because he has the right to do that. He does have the right to do that. You don't have the right to think that you should just invade somebody's space. Now, once you invade my space, and you did invade his space, that's why he knocked that phone out your hand. Should he have done that? Probably not. Would I have done it? Maybe so. Because why you got your phone in my face? Like, I just feel like some people add fuel to fire, and then when it explodes, they're in total shock. But it's like certain things you don't got to do. And I just feel like this man didn't need to come up and, like, get in his face with the phone. And what it seems that we're about to see in this next piece is the young man who originally walked up to him to be like, chill out when he was talking to the girls crazy, is now going to stand up to defend this man who walked over to him with his phone ready to record in his face. I get it. It was like a moment that's made for maybe the internet or whatnot, but you didn't need to go and sit in his face. Okay, that right there is how you ignite. You're starting to ignite this fire, make the situation bigger because you're giving attention to somebody that obviously is having a mental moment and needs attention right now. It's not the best attention, it's not the right attention, but definitely playing into it by getting in his face was not the thing to do because somehow this is going to lead to somebody's tragedy. Let's finish getting into this.
As Jeremy stands again, a 3-inch folding knife can be seen clutched in his right hand.
Oh my gosh.
Just before the unthinkable happens.
Get off the mat. Go on and get. You see him?
Oh my God. He started stabbing him.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Are y'all trying to get him off of him or y'all just letting him stab him? Are they just letting him stab him? It's like, stop, y'all.
Oh my god. 911.
Okay. So my frustration with this is that there is like several of you men on this bus. Maybe not you women would want to get into it, but there's several of you men. You guys felt the need to address him and say something while he was rambling instead of just letting him ramble. But when he started stabbing old dude, yes, I know some people might be like, why would I risk getting stabbed? I mean, damn, he's on top of dude. Like sometimes when people say certain things, it makes me think that you haven't, never mind, I'm not going to make that comment. But to me, I guess because I've seen fights, I've been in fights, stabbing fights, all that, right? If somebody is on top of somebody and they stabbing them, there could be people behind that's going to grab him. And yes, if you're like, what if he's swinging a knife? The knife is probably about that much, like the actual knife itself, okay? The knife itself, not the handle and knife, but just the knife itself. So I feel like if two people had just grabbed them back and somebody was able to try to get the knife, I mean, you might have got a few cuts or whatnot, but the person that he's just stabbing to death may not die if y'all just try to do something. Because when old boy started pushing him, the dude fell back. He had to get to his knife, but it also he didn't give me, but he had this look on his face that definitely, to me, enhanced the fact that you could tell that he has some mental issues because he had a confused, concerned, shocked look. I mean, maybe he was shocked that somebody put his hands on him. Maybe he was shocked because you could tell the man has some mental issues, but to me, once he started stabbing, I'm seeing all these people running around and now nobody was like, grab this sucker, like grab him really quick. Yes, he's got a knife he's flaring in, and I guess it could be dangerous because he could turn around and cut your throat. I mean, I don't know. There is some things that could happen, but I also just feel like somebody could have at least two people could have got on the back of that sucker and pulled him up, and somebody got a hold of his hand with the knife. I just feel like it take one or two scratches or cuts. Hopefully they're not deadly. I don't know though. Would I have done that? Would I have jumped? No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have jumped in it. But that's because I would have ignored that man. I would have seen that he has some mental issues, so I would have ignored him. As soon as he started slurring out ISIS and F you and my body, my choice, as soon as he started screaming out all the irate things that he was screaming, I would have known then. Okay, so sir has some problems. Let me stay forward, and I'll just go ahead and send a prayer. God cover him in the blood of the Lamb. You know what I'm saying? I would have just said something like that and stayed looking forward on the bus until I got to my stop. Unless, like I said earlier, you get up out that seat, then it's a little different motion you're going to get from me. But otherwise, I'm not going to mess with somebody with mental issues. I'm just not. I'm not going to get mad at them acting up and crazy. I'm not. It's a mental thing. And I'm definitely not going to put my hands on nobody, especially when I see them talking like crazy. The man was talking crazy, but the second dude decided to come and record in his face. And then the same dude from the first time that walked up to him decided, now you want to punch him. You want to be little Mr. Tough Guy. And I get that you feel like you were defending other people, but to me, if everybody just ignored him, he would have done nothing but talk to himself until you got off the bus or until you got off the bus. So I don't know. But now he is stabbing somebody to death, and I see people scattering everywhere. But I don't see anybody trying to get him off that man, and maybe it's that fear of getting hurt. But I just feel like he's one man that if you could tell he's got some mental issues. There was a big black guy there. There was the dude with the camera that walked up. There's another dude. There's at least three guys that could have grabbed on him and pulled him back and probably tackled him down with the knife. I just don't understand, I understand why nobody did nothing more. To me, that's what it's looking like. But you know what? Let's finish watching this. Maybe I'm just talking too much right now. So let's get back to it.
Micah Fletcher, Talesian Namkai Meche, and Ricky Best were each violently stabbed by Jeremy,
Oh,
who
he
then
got both
exits
of
the
them.
train onto the platform, seemingly not finished with his brutal rampage.
He got both of them. That was the black guy that was on the bus.
As Jeremy flees
Then
the
I guess
scene,
that's why
the two
maybe.
young girls who bystanders claim were the target of his initial verbal assault are seen running up the staircase.
I
A
would have been
bag dropped
terrified
by
too.
one of the girls is then picked up by Jeremy, who throws it onto the nearby freeway.
Oh,
He
he
continues
was
on his
following
way,
them.
passing several unwitting civilians who have no idea of the carnage he's left behind.
So he may have been, when he got off that train, he seen them up them stairs, because why would you have stopped to grab their bag just to throw it? Because he may have been like, yeah, I'm about to come and get y'all too, because it started with y'all. Maybe so. And now that answers my question, I guess, why nobody would have helped. But then again, I still feel like I'm still gonna stick to what I said. I feel like people like at least 3 of the men that were on there that were within that facility, maybe not the Talim man, because he ended up getting stabbed as well, which means he fell on top of that kid that most likely fell on top of the other guy, and he was just getting the both of them stabbing them. I don't know, because you can't really see it, but I just feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I be looking at certain situations like, why didn't somebody do more? Those are the questions we ask. But then when you're in those situations, you're terrified. You're not thinking about doing more. Matter of fact, you may not be thinking about doing a damn thing when somebody's going off like that. And this is why I said I would have just ignored him and pray he didn't look my direction and pray he didn't bring his energy my way to have to collect and redisperse back to his ass. And as you see him getting off, who else wanted? He goes and he lynches at the black guy with the knife. Black guy backs up. Oh, no. So, maybe not, but I just feel like in the position where they were on that train, because they fell down the aisle, that maybe people could have jumped on him. But then again, mental states, sometimes they be getting strength out of nowhere. So, nah. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm thinking that you should jump in, but then again, I don't know. I'm actually just 50-50 on that, because it is a big chance that you take. But if it's a chance that you take that saves somebody's life and you can also survive through it, then I think it's worth the chance. But then I also understand you don't know if you will actually survive through it. So I understand. But when he got off the train and he was still swinging, who else wanted? He went up them steps because that was probably his only way to exit out. But he did recognize them girls were up there. And when they dropped that person, took off running as they should have, he decided that that's what he wanted to pick up, because they were his target. That's why he picked up their purse or that bag and threw it over the thing, because he was pissed. Y'all the one who started this. Y'all, which they didn't start it. He started it with them. But he feels like they were the initiation to what started this whole complicated situation that now he's going to have to run from, because I think mentally off or not, he know he don't effed up somewhere.
Back at the train, bystanders and passengers work desperately to provide first aid to the 3 injured men as they wait for help to arrive.
I know it was
Footage
3.
reported by those on the scene shows the aftermath of the attack.
Please,
Let go.
please, God, please.
Bystanders can be seen frantically trying to save the men's lives. Other footage captured the scene just outside of the train after the paramedics had arrived.
That guy that's been giving the this one and the
I have water.
I don't know.
Oh, they're on the train.
Oh my God, Mom, this thing is. Why are you recording it?
Huh?
Are you like recording this?
No, I'm not recording now.
Okay.
According to court documents, Jeremy was apprehended several blocks away from the scene. However, his violent outbursts are far from over, and while being checked for possible injuries, His verbal insults take aim at a new target.
That's right, a weeping prophet. A weeping prophet of Christianity just stabbed a bunch of motherfuckers in their necks. And a bunch of punk motherfuckers that hate free speech. Free speech die. And die. I'm a patriot. Kill yourselves if you hate free speech. Kill yourselves and kill me. Die. That's what a patriot is. We don't pay taxes. It's called freedom. I took the freedom. I got free speech. You don't like it? Go to Mexico.
How old are you?
I'm old enough to know you're all you can all die.
His tirade continues without end, and his aggressive behavior will soon lead to medical personnel making a drastic decision for their own safety.
You see me, right? Yeah, I'm a Nazi, right? 100% Nazi, right? Because I was at 82nd March, marching for free speech, right? Yeah, so I'm a Nazi. I'm a Nazi, right? Guess we kill more people than the Nazis, right? Communists. Oh, you're mad? Oh, you're mad I got free speech. You're mad these guys can't put their hands over my mouth, huh? Oh, she's mad, yeah. Put your info in there. Be a good little model, be a slave. Work for the man, pay your taxes. Bomb little Zionist baby. Over in Palestine with your Zionist tax dollars. Save American lives, you bomb little Palestinian babies with tax money. You. Maybe you should uncuff me and cuff me to the bed, huh? Do your job. Do your job. Get me off my wrist.
Get me out of
Shut up. He get me off my wrist.
And what you said about my job?
Yeah, all you doctors and all you pigs, get me out of my wrist, and then we'll talk. Otherwise, you can die just like mother stabbed in the neck because you're pieces.
For the safety of officers and medical personnel, he's confined to a stretcher and fitted with a sheer covering known as a spit hood before being moved to a secure police vehicle.
How did they get y'all off?
That's right. I'm airing out mother throats. You think I give a what I spit on? Yeah, put a mask on. Put a mask on, that's right. There you go, I like that better. Because I'm a real patient.
Back in there, watch your head.
Yeah. I know the drill now. I'm all good. I stabbed a few mother in the neck. I'm happy now. I'm happy now. I can rest easy. Guys, have a good one. I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Yeah, there you go. Do your job. See you later. See you later. You're a Christian too, right? Right? Yeah. You're a Christian. Go to church. Be good. Be a good slave.
Before long, Jeremy's unfiltered ramblings veer into increasingly strange territory.
Oh, Bubba Gump's coming for the ride. Oh, I love it. You know what? My favorite CEO was this punk thought he could change the radio station all the time as we're going to Two Rivers. Guess what he got? Bubba Gump treatment. Shrimp cocktail, shrimp gumbo. That's right. You. Go to church on Sundays and die with the rest of the Miles Diaz. You guys remember a movie called Star Trek The Voyage Home? When they stole a Klingon bird of prey and they had to come back to SeaWorld, snatch up that humpback whale? Well, guess what, guys? It wasn't fiction. It's called reality. You think Earth's special? Of course Earth's special. God gave us too much power. He gave us too much power. You think you're going to lock me up in prison? I can get the out of prison anytime I want.
Oh,
I'm
God.
a master of all reality. You think
Oh, God.
atoms are any It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. We're affecting the quantum vacuum right now. You know what scientists are doing? They are affecting the quantum vacuum. That's where molecules go when they're neither here nor there, when they're neither particle or wave form. Where do they go? The quantum vacuum. Guess who's touching that? We're here, there, wherever, anytime we want to be. Be on your front porch tomorrow. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Jeremy soon decides to make himself more comfortable, but his actions won't escape notice from the officers.
We buckled him in.
Let me loose on the yard. Let's have some fun.
Document he did it himself.
Come on down. Down for it.
And I don't feel like wrestling him back in just to have him do the same thing again.
As he continues, he dives into his personal feelings regarding the attack on the train, seemingly oblivious to the fact that his own words will be later used against him.
This ain't my first rodeo. Think I just stab my neck for fun? Oh, yeah, you're right, I do. I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot.
That's what
Oh, you
patriots do?
Sick. All you mother liberals had to wish you stuck up for free speech. Shouldn't have let those Republicans get the banner. You guys up. You guys are done now with Trump in office. Done. Ain't just me stabbing motherfuckers in the neck. You motherfuckers done. Portland's done. But I remember when it was Skinhead Central in the 80s. I remember when it was Outlaw Central in the 70s. See, I was born here. Sharia law. Kill yourselves. Hopefully these motherfuckers died. Especially that motherfucker put hands on me with this devil shirt. I told him, you ain't gonna heal, punk. He still wants to put hands on me. Die. Die. Taking his trial, you better show up. Better show up. Let him know all this I said. All this hate speech. It's called free speech. Free speech. Nothing but around here in Portland. Born here. I remember when coming over with 2 strikes. 3 mother ride by the weekend twice on Sundays. Grew up in that. Come here. Put shit, mask on. Die. Call those motherfuckers out every time I get on the mask. They don't ever show their face. That's right. It's a hate crime. Hope they all die. Hope they all die. That's what I'm going to say when I want to stand. I'm a patriot. Hope everybody I stab die. You guys are just going to have nightmares about it, right? Why does this guy stab my neck? Because I'm a patriot. That's why I believe in freedom. Oh, you guys don't like it? All those anarchists breaking windows, that's freedom of speech. That's called libertarianism. Oh, I know. I'm a domestic terrorist, right? According to Hillary Clinton, 1996. Oh, yeah, I'm a domestic terrorist. That's right. Your own citizens. Your enemy. Sorry about your luck. I couldn't bring myself to vote for Trump or Clinton. Nah, they got for Trump, though. Slightly better than Clinton.
As the ride approaches its end, a seemingly restless Jeremy attempts to test the patience of the officers, who have so far given no attention to his outbursts.
Are you going to shoot me? Oh, I almost kicked it out. Oh, it's Trigger there. Trigger, you little snowflake. Huh? Trigger. Got you going. Thought you was going to have to assassinate me in the back of this car, huh? Die!
While officers outside converse, Jeremy remains in the vehicle deprived of his audience, notably silent for the first time since his apprehension. It won't last, however, as his initial interview is soon to begin.
All right, cut out. You're all right. I hope you're a good American and you believe in free speech, man.
Despite Jeremy arriving at the police station fully clothed, he enters his cell in a state of undress, missing both his shorts and his underwear.
All right, yeah. Cover up my nakedness.
Hey.
No, it's offensive.
Where's his underdrawers? His pants?
Good, you're standing in my urine. So I just realized that. That's what you guys get for keeping me in for 6
That's what you
hours
guys
on the
do.
toilet. That's what I want to rethink.
Part of the
How you deal with you.
Part of the thing we were thinking of was because it seemed like things were kind of going awry and a bit violent, we weren't sure how you were going to be reacting.
Well, what do you think when somebody assaults me on the mat? If they up, they die. Okay, I hope they die. Oops, sorry. I bet that kid wishing he didn't touch me now, huh? I bet you, huh?
I do
I bet
think
you
that.
know I up, huh?
But it's like,
The detective must Mirandize Jeremy before questioning can begin, But Jeremy's current state of mind turns this straightforward task into a significant challenge.
You have the right.
Y'all really need to
Yeah, I
question
got the
it?
right to remain silent, but I don't give a because I'm going to go on a hunger strike till I die, but I'm going to take one of you with me, all right? Yeah, it's fun games to y'all, huh?
You have a right to talk to a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to talk to the lawyer. I'm going to talk to all you guys. I'm going to talk to a jury. Yeah, I understand my rights. Got pro bono work for myself coming up. Yeah.
After routine medical questions, Jeremy confirms that he's not taking any medications, nor has he been diagnosed with any mental health disorders. The detective then takes a moment to watch the CCTV recording from the train. However, the footage from today's event wasn't the only thing she witnessed, as is about to be revealed.
I did look at the video.
Great.
I did see some people.
Yeah.
Just push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you saw me defend myself, and they didn't like it very much, I'm sure.
I saw a couple things. It looked like actually you pushed them as well.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it looked like a lot of that to you, but you know what? We'll see what it looks like in court.
Oh, he does put his hands on him first.
Hey, you looked and you seen them push me, and you seen people get hurt because they're stupid.
They also have some video from last night over the roast center.
Oh, yeah, when that faced me? Yeah, that was fun. That was real fun.
According to a statement given by 45-year-old Demetria, Jeremy verbally attacked and threatened her life as she rode the MAX train just one day prior to the tragic stabbing of the three men. She claims he threw an object at her, and in self-defense, she maced him in the face before kicking him in his groin.
Did you say something that was threatening?
No.
What did you say to her?
You can watch the video on that too, right?
I don't think there's audio in the video.
You guys all got it on camera. You see what happened.
I'm just
That's
wondering.
how down in this town, all right?
Well, but you're telling me the rest. What did you say to her?
It doesn't matter about her. I don't care that she maced me. I thought it was funny. But that's the type goes down. All right? You don't have free speech. I remember when liberals stood up for free speech in the town. I'm from the town.
While the incident allegedly left Demetria with only minor injuries, Jeremy's shocking confession suggests the situation could have been much worse.
But she didn't put her hands on you.
All right. Well, I didn't stab her, did I?
No, it sounds like you threatened.
I would have stabbed her. If I could have seen,
Oh,
believe me,
yeah,
if that
that's scary.
air inspector wasn't around, yeah, believe me. You maced me, you're going to get stabbed too.
Well, why not do what you
That's assault. That's assault. Mace, that's assault. That's a felony. That's a felony, right?
It would be, but I don't understand.
Right. So I'm on. Oh, I got free speech, but I get maced for it. But hey, it's not a felony because she's black, right?
Right.
I deserved it. I understand how this town is going. That's why my get their neck aired out. Right.
The harrowing videos from the train, along with his confessions while in police custody, would eventually be shown to jurors during his trial. As for what Jeremy said to the two young girls on the train, Walio Muhammad shared her testimony and claimed that he hurled various insults at her. 23-year-old Talesian Namkai Meche died from his injuries shortly after arriving at the hospital. 53-year-old Richard John Ricky Best, a 23-year Army veteran, died at the scene. Miraculously, Micah Fletcher survived a stab wound to the neck. When he was asked why he confronted Jeremy on the train, he later answered, "I simply did what I thought I should do." On February 20th, 2020, a 12-person jury found 38-year-old Jeremy Joseph Christian guilty of 2 counts of murder in the first degree, 1 count of attempted murder in the first degree, first-degree assault, unlawful use of a weapon, and multiple counts of intimidation and menacing. The decision was unanimous. On June 24, 2020, he was sentenced to 2 consecutive terms of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. He remains incarcerated to this day at the Two Rivers Correctional Institution in Oregon.
Well, that was interesting. That's what I'm talking about, though. The public transportation is the different people you deal with that ends up having issues that you may not know anything of. Again, I'm glad they were able to talk to the 2 young ladies who had initiated, not who initiated, but who this initiated, from who it started from. For the first people he was picking with. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm glad they were able to talk to him to find out that he was just attacking them, and the things he's saying, this ain't my first time. That might be in him just rambling off just stuff, but it also may be that he has hurt other people that he hasn't been caught about, because he would have, as he said, he would have stabbed the black lady the night previously if the train conductor wasn't there, and if he could see through the mace. And thank God she had mace, which I still don't understand why mace is supposed to be illegal, when if I'm a woman and I ain't got no gun, which I do several, but I ain't got no weapon on me, because I'm not thinking, you have to, man or woman, you have to be concerned about the things that can happen to you when you go out in public. But if I'm not thinking that my ride home from work means I need to have a strap with me because I got to shoot somebody from the 20 minutes from my job to my house, then the most I would be thinking is have mace in case something happens. So for that to be illegal, I think it's freaking the dumbest thing ever, because if it wasn't for her having that mace to be able to spray that man, because he won't say what he did, but she said that he was verbally attacking her. She minded her good old business. He get on the train, the bus, whatever, and he just starts attacking her because, as he says, he believes he's a Nazi, but a patriot at the same time, right? So he may have felt, as soon as he saw her, he had the freedom of speech to attack somebody. And freedom of speech is real. We need to have that. We need to be able to do that. That's why I'm able to make videos that I made. That's why we're able to use social media. That's why we can go and say things almost anywhere. But even freedom of speech is messed with with certain social media platforms. There's certain things that I find so crazy about that, is because, like, racial words can be slurred left and right. I have seen it from people who are not of African American or black or minority descent, and or minorities themselves. And I've seen the N-word be just plastered all over social media, and it's wrong. But if you tell somebody, and I know this for a fact because somebody a while ago, not this year, like when I say a while ago, a couple of years ago, my thing was always to say drink the bleach, and they had said something that we were going back and forth, and they ended up saying one too many things that was just out of line, and then I was saying a bunch of stuff that was definitely out of line, and finally I was like, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and take 1 cup of no water and pour in a cup worth of bleach and just drink? I know what that it insinuated. It wasn't the nicest, but I was angry. When we're angry, we'll say things, and we're going back at each other, and we're trying to hit each other where it hurts. So no, it wasn't the nicest thing to say, but it's my hit back from some of the nasty things that was being said to me. And I thought that was what I wanted to say. Well, that was what I wanted to say. I'm not going to be like apologize about something that I actually meant. That's being phony. I meant it at that time, exactly how I said it. But that comment got removed. But when I was called the N-word and all kind of nasty other things, none of that was removed. And I thought, that's crazy. Shouldn't I have the freedom of speech to tell this person to drink some bleach if they could turn around and call me all kind of nasty things? So we have this freedom of speech, but it's still kind of limited, even in America. But it should be limited when your freedom of speech is about just directly attacking somebody. You can have your freedom of speech and hate me because I'm black or because I'm a female. And you can feel whatever you want to feel me. I don't give a damn. It's until you get to moving within my atmosphere that we going to have a problem. You can say whatever you want while you're standing across the street, online, or whatever. The most I can do is just hit you back with words too, right? I'm not caring. But when it gets physical, it does get different. And in this video, we did see him get physical first. I didn't realize that until they played it back, that he did actually push them first. And that's why the young man ended up pushing him back, the young man that survived. But freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of harassing. It doesn't mean freedom of being mean or being a bully. That's not what it's about. It's being able to express yourself, how you feel, how you see situations, your opinions being able to be freely put out there. And I think that's great. But if it's going to be used to attack and brutalize that constitutional right to anybody, to violate people, then no, I don't think that people should have that freedom to do so. I don't. I don't, if it's to hurt people. And I know that's going to contradict, because in other videos I've shown where people are like going in on police officers, like cussing them out. And officers get mad about it. And I'm like, hey, that's freedom of speech, because it is. It really is. It's a freedom of speech. But in those situations, I feel like when people are doing that, they're not necessarily trying to bully the police. It's more so they're just trying to play with them on the same playing field, because police bully the hell out of citizens every day and often. And they say way worse things, and they have way worse actions. So to me, somebody calling a police officer a pig isn't necessarily bullying. It's just, is it nice? Maybe not. But it's not necessarily bullying either, And in this situation, he was bullying. He was harassing people. He was attacking people. He wasn't using that Constitution to speak his mind. He could speak that he's a Nazi and he hates all races and he hates women and he feels women's bodies are his, as long as he don't touch nobody. And he was willing to touch people, and he showed it. He touched them first, and they just retaliated back. The young man who survived, he said exactly what I was saying earlier. He felt that that was just the right thing to do. Jump in and interject himself to help his fellow citizens that he sees being attacked by somebody. And that's what I was saying. Why didn't anybody see when he jumped in and started stabbing, seeing it as a time to go ahead and interfere, jump on top of him, put him in a headlock, pull him back, something. Could you have gotten stabbed? Yes, pray to God it wouldn't have been fatal. And maybe that's how the gentleman in the back on that picture that y'all see here in the circle, the red circle where you see the white guy sitting behind him, he got killed too. And I'm assuming it's probably because as he was stabbing those two gentlemen, or one of the gentlemen, he maybe tried to help and ended up getting stabbed. So that's why I said it's a 50-50 thing. But again, the gentleman, the 21-year-old that survived, he jumped in it because he felt that was the right thing to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I also do understand why some people don't jump in, because you don't know what the outcome may be. And you don't want to be one of those people that ends up on Evil's channel talking about your case where you were murdered by trying to be a hero. So I totally understand that. I completely do. But again, this is why I say I am not a public transportation person, because one, I'm not going to expect the conductor of that train or that bus to be trying to tackle and handle somebody acting crazy either. That's not their job. Their job is to conduct that moving vehicle, not to play security. So because I know most public transportation doesn't have security or police on them like that, at least not like they used to. Because I remember back in the day, we would get it'd be a cop that used to get on the bus from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Would just sit on the bus and then get off here and there. But I just feel like if since we don't have that no more, that this is why I'm not a big public transportation person. I ain't gonna lie. I don't do Greyhound, which I know most Greyhounds are closed down now. I don't do Greyhound. Like I said, taking the Lyft or Uber is already something that I find to be very dangerous and sometimes uncomfortable. And I take my chances with it. But when I do, I'm usually carrying one of my guns and or mace. That's just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I usually am. But I hate public transportation of all kinds, because you never know what you end up having to deal with. And in this situation, it should have been recognized that he was mentally ill, and everybody should have just ignored. Sometimes just ignoring it can help diffuse it, allow them to go into their own world. You know what I'm saying? Can it turn into something worse? It could. But I feel like in this situation, everybody should just ignore them. The two young ladies should have got up and moved and stayed gone. When the young 21-year-old came and interjected and was like, dude, calm down, leave them alone, they got left, they should just let that man sit there and just talk, and nobody said nothing else to him. Because I get why he went over there to protect those young ladies. But once he was over there and they moved, if he wanted to stay there to make sure he didn't bother them no more, I totally get it. But they should have just ignored him. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. They should have ignored him completely. But like I also said, the gentleman who walked over with his phone in his hand, he shouldn't have done that either. Because his actions trying to get a viral moment caused him his death, another man's death, and another gentleman's tragedy of having to live through this, knowing that this happened, on this particular day. I do. I'm not blaming the victims, but I am saying some of the actions we've seen was unnecessary, and it was what fueled the fire. Especially for somebody that I just don't understand how nobody could see that he definitely had some illnesses that maybe people should have just ignored, so y'all could have looked past it, because nobody had the right to put their hands on him. And nobody has the right to tell him to really shut up. You could get annoyed, but this is America, and there is freedom of speech, even when it's hateful speech. Well, anyways, you guys, that's it for this right here. Let's get ready to get into our next evil or true crime reality TV video. All right? Thank y'all for watching.